asshole looking around talking about some he's black and I don't want to do nothing for the world leader that's sitting around watching me, so I don't got the inspiration to sit around and type at them, to sit around and talk at them. I ain't got the inspiration. Hell no, because they my enemy and they stand with that kite and they ready to get to calling me the N-word. Motherfucker, bro. I hope I can get this shit out right. There's ecology and biology. I've talked about this. Ecology is the branch of biology that deals with the relations of organisms to one another and to their physical surroundings. Ecology in biology is a study of living organisms divided into many specialized fields that cover morphology, physiology, autonomy, behavior, origin, and distribution. So biology is life and ecology is house. Yes. You can see the area that an organism lives in by means of ecology, and you can see its functions by means of biology. So remember that, ecology and biology. So look at this. There was somebody named John Bell Hood. Don't even think about how he was crazy on the battlefield and there was a lot of losses under him, this Confederate general. Just think about what I'm about to come here and tell you. This is what John Bell Hood said to General Sherman, who fought with the Union Army. Look what John Bell Hood said. Look at this. And remember, ecology and biology. You came into our country with your army avowedly for the purpose of subjugating free white men, women, and children, and not only intend to rule over them, but you make Negroes your allies and desire to place over us an inferior race, which have raised from barbarism to its present position, which is the highest ever attained by that race in any country at any time. So John Bell Hood basically said Negroes, before they were Negroes, they were barbarians, and them being put in slavery was them being put in their highest position they have ever been put in any country. And remember, King Tut was founded in 1922. But with all this being said, motherfucker, brother, you know it's West Africa where they got Negroes. So let's not even talk about Egypt. So according to Nigeria and all that bullshit in Africa, slavery was the highest that black people would ever put themselves in. So now the Union soldiers are making it about the harsh reality of slavery, while the Confederacy is saying this is the best position that these Africans have ever been in. So look at this. In the same letter, Hood represents in the same letter, Hood responded to Sherman's accusation that he did not care for the well-being of the women, children in Atlanta. And he said this: I believe for all the true men, and women and children in my country, we will fight you to the death. Better die 1,000 deaths than submit to live under you or your government and your Negro allies. Well, he shortly surrendered within that year after he said that. But I'm coming here and I'm telling you about all this because John Bell Hood got what was coming to him. Look at this. His insurance company collapsed during a yellow fever epidemic in New Orleans during the winter of 1878 and 79. Soon after, in a single week, the epidemic killed Hood himself. Hood's wife and his eldest daughter, Lydia, his other 10 children were left penniless. Yeah, so he got what was coming to him. So he didn't want Negroes to have equality, and that's why he was fighting in the Confederacy. But by means of John Bell Hood, you can see that I'm right. There's all these motherfuckers who was colonized, and they're living a better life today because of colonization. But the areas that colonized them did take their resources. So now they're ready to have a tether racialism, according to me. Yeah, I get information, I use it. They're ready to see me, and they're ready to say that the United States and the Western countries did colonization, and I'm here in this white country enjoying this white money according to colonization. So they don't want nothing to do with me. So when you see ecology and biology, you can understand it. This white man is a drifting authority funny because he's standing with Negroes, John Bell Hood. He's standing with Negroes, and this white man in today's day has made his obligations to Negroes. But these Negroes are not living according to Robbie Lee. They're not living according to the words of Robbie Lee. They just getting more and more and more and more demoralized. You see Negroes playing basketball and they kissing their little daughter before they go and play the basketball game, but they not married. And then all the little white announcers are subliminally praising that black man or that black boy. He not no man. Hell no. They praising that boy being on that stage playing that basketball game, and he not married. Hell no. And he not able to be called a coon like Ernest Hogan made the platform for all blacks that wasn't married. He's not in a platform to be called a coon because that white man is paying him. Now that white man is ready to start oppressing me, and then he likes that Negro. He wants that Negro to play that bullshit ass game and make that money, and all the countries can go to that game and watch that game. But I'm not trying to play no game. I know before I was here in this America, I was a barbarian. I know it. And I know something about the Greeks, and the Egyptians was not put in slavery by means of the Greeks. So in me knowing this, I gotta know something about something, and I'm resisting this bullshit because this white man came to this continent with that pork. Hey, yeah, so now you see me looking to separate from this white man, but I'm gonna have another problem. You know those people that Hillary Blau consider as white in Egypt, according to the question, where they gonna be against me because they got the fair skin and they think they white in that Egypt. Hey, I'm telling you about ecology and biology. There's a lot of people in that Northern Africa that's not gonna accept me. They gonna feel some type of way about me. And then there's some people in that West Africa that's not gonna accept me. They gonna feel some type of way about me because colonization. And I wanna pick up that white man's burden and continue it because they still not right. Still. I'm ready to pick up that torch and take on that burden of that white man. Hey, I know something about Alexander H. Stevens, and me knowing something about him, I know something about that plantation. I know something about the guy that just went in his law of going through the Lord's release and putting yourself in servitude for 7 years. And if you don't want to do that 7 years, you put that owl over your ear, and then you're going to be in servitude for the rest of your life because you love your master, you love your family, and you love everything that comes with your master and your family. Damn. I know something about the Lord's release, and then me doing something about something. I know I was a barbarian before I came to this United States, and now I'm picking up the words of Robbie Lee, one of the freest men that ever lived, and then I'm trying to make myself free. Robbie Lee slave told Robbie Lee, I'm just as free as you. Well, I gotta make myself free, and I just can't be free like that slave. I gotta have information. I gotta have this light to burn all the moths, all these people that's trying to take my life. They ready to fly towards me, and they get burned, and their wings get to evaporating by means of that flame. I gotta carry this torch, and I gotta do something about something. I can't let that white man get me off task when he called me the N-word. Hell no. I gotta continue to move forward. I gotta continue to do something about something. I can't just research and just come and give you information because ain't nobody paying me to be no translator. I gotta personify my oppression because my Lord God is my judge, and then I gotta keep on bringing this information, and I know something about something. I'm not a barbarian anymore, but now according to Drifting Authority, you on the path to be a barbarian because that Negro is not farming, and if everything collapsed, that white man got all the land according to that 1 billion, and the Negro just got 1% of 1 trillion, excuse me, and the Negro just got 1% of 1% according to 10 billion. So if things collapse, that Negro gonna face a lot of problems because he's not feeding people. So now I'm doing something about something, and now they calling me a nigger because I'm using Robbie Lee words, and Robbie Lee was educating his slaves.